Hi, good evening, and welcome to a special episode of Show Pony. I'm back in Los Angeles. I've been in New York for a few months, and I should be asleep. I should be cleaning my house. I've been saging and lighting candles because the whore that sublet my apartment left it in shambles. So I'm trying to spiritually cleanse. But enough about the wonderful things going on in my life right now. Let's talk about why we're all here. This is the Jackie Warner interview. There are moments in one's career that arrive like an avalanche. Inevitable, divine, catastrophic. The interview you're about to see is one of them. Jackie Warner, a reality TV legend, a sapphic sculptor of flesh and dreams, an icon worshipped and yet shrouded in mystery. For weeks, I've been asking the question, where is Jackie Warner? Well, I found her. However, to capture the interview was a technical shit show, or to put it in documentary language, a pig fuck. We mailed Jackie 2 microphones, which she couldn't figure out how to use. She claims she has not opened her laptop in 10 years. So I mic'd myself, I put another tiny microphone on the laptop speaker, and I turned the camera toward the laptop, and I just recorded our FaceTime interview. The execution of the interview is raw. It is against nature. It is not of God. But it is one thing that Jackie herself knows a lot about. It's real. She was late, saying that because she had contracted a disease known as coronavirus the week prior, she needed some time to lie down before the interview. So I waited. I waited what felt like an eternity. I considered abandoning the project, but then Jackie materialized. She appeared, present yet pixelated. Her trademark short, butch, Ryan Cabrera-esque, spiky frosted tips, now grown out, like as if an Amish young lady was experimenting with beachy waves, but still the same Jackie, the smile, the poise. And let's just say, she was ready to talk. Without further ado, Jackie Warner. Dear Lord, watch over me as I interview Jackie Warner. So Jackie's running late. We've been emailing all morning about the equipment. She sent this photo of what looks like a couple of mics. Oh well, okay. I'm just gonna let things run. She can get in touch when she gets in touch. I want to get the Kris Jenner. It's not much. It's just this. That's all it is. Just that. Should I get jaw filler? Okay, we're just gonna make FaceTime work. Cross your fingers. She's FaceTiming me. Can you hear me okay? Oh, shit. Hi. I love the long hair.
Thank you. I could wear it up if you want that.
No, I love it just as you are.
There's the light. There's like this little beauty light that comes on.
It looks fine.
Does it?
Yeah, I can see you very clearly. I think this is fine.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay,
Are we
well,
doing this now, John?
Let's just do it now. Like, I also...
Oh, let's just do it now. Okay.
We're gonna eventually meet in person, so this will be just a prelim check-in.
Gotcha.
So you're in Ohio.
I'm not only in Ohio, I have dominated Ohio. Ohio, I cannot even tell you how happy I am here. It's like night and day. See, when a woman turns 50, over the age of 50, she needs to let go. And she needs to move out of Los Angeles. The reason we see so many of these actors that we love, these actresses, destroying their faces with plastic surgery is because they live in LA.
I know.
I have not had an injection. I've not had Botox in 6 years.
Wow.
And my face is fat because I gained like 40 pounds, John, but I lost it.
You look great.
And, but my face has remained fat, and I gotta tell you, a little fat face is probably good as you get older.
That's
But
what
in Ohio,
everybody says that. Like, you want to have a fuller face.
anybody that loses weight
Right.
rapidly, if you lose 40, 50 pounds in 3 months, your skin is not going to snap back. And if you're in your 60s or 70s, like Sharon Osbourne or Oprah or some of these other women, you don't have the elasticity. You don't have the collagen.
Yeah. Okay, before I get ahead of myself, let me ask you just some preliminary things to get out of the way.
Yeah.
How did workout first come to you? Who pitched it to you? Did you pitch it?
No, I did not. Okay, just to let you know, I have never sought out being on TV.
Okay.
Not for workout, not for Think Intervention, and not even for the show that I'm working on now. It's a little uncomfortable for me, to be honest, to be in front of the camera. I know that's really weird, but so I never am like, oh, I gotta get back on TV, you know? It's always someone bringing me a project. Okay.
And who brought workout to you?
Okay, well, a woman, a executive producer for Mentorn. Mentorn is a British production company, and they had a really successful show called Workout, and it was in a gym, and it was not like our workout here in America. It was very much each trainer had the same camera time, and a lot of the drama occurred in the gym.
Okay.
So that wouldn't have gone here anyway.
Right.
People do not like to watch people working out. I got that message loud and clear after workout. But bottom line is, the executive producer wanted to rent my space because I built this beautiful glass enclosed penthouse gym.
Yeah.
And I put all my money into it. I put all my savings, and it was doing so well. And I would hire the most drop dead gorgeous trainers. No trainers looked like our trainer.
Yeah.
And some of them wouldn't have any experience. They'd just come in, and I would say, okay, are you passionate? Yeah. You're gorgeous. I'm going to train you. And I would just train them how to train.
Anybody who on the first season was that, or was there anyone on the first season like that?
Everybody on the first season was like that, except the actual trainer would have been, the trainers were cast.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, these are people that really wanted to be famous and actors more than anything else.
Right.
And, you know, it's Los Angeles, so sure, I'll take a couple clients on the side to generate some money. You know, being a trainer in LA is like being a waiter.
Right.
Looking for your big break.
Right,
you know?
right.
Okay, so Amy and we were negotiating in my office, and they just wanted to shoot like a little pilot or a little, you know, zippy reel.
Yeah.
In my gym. And Amy kept looking at me very funny, and she's like, oh my God, you've got a lesbian, you're a lesbian? You've got a girlfriend? You own the gym? This is your third successful business? You're a millionaire? You're this, you're that? And she's like, hold everything. We're not doing that show. And I have to thank her, she took like a little handy cam and just followed me around for one day.
Wow.
Like no makeup, not even remembering she was there. Just me training, me talking in the office, me with Mimi, me with, you know, just a day in the life of.
And at that point, did you have any expectation that it would become anything?
Not at all.
Yeah.
This just seemed like another fun little thing I was doing. Not
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
But Lauren Zelaznik, who, you know.
I know Lauren.
Bravo.
Uh-huh.
She's a nice woman.
She is.
She called me out of the blue. She called me, she goes, we're going to greenlight the show. We're going to pick up the show. And then Amy was the person that I only felt comfortable with her on set. So this poor woman, every single day was like my whisperer, and because it's very uncomfortable doing a reality show. There's a lot of very uncomfortable things that are asked of you.
Yeah.
And that are expected of you. she thankfully was there every single season.
What was
Except for her.
what was the hardest part, like being vulnerable? Like, because I have to say, that first season, conversations that you're having are conversations no one was having on TV, difficult conversations with your mom. Like, these were, how did you feel like you had done something brave or courageous? Or how did you have the balls to do that, I guess?
I never thought about it. I tried to be genuine. I tried to just be comfortable, knowing that there's like 4 cameras, you know, in your car, in your office, in your house, everywhere. And getting over that I'm a self-conscious person, or I used to be. Not anymore, but I used to be. I wouldn't call it shyness, but my whole life I've been very self-conscious.
You're so watchable and so interesting, and I love even the stuff with Mimi, like these things
Yeah.
that nowadays on a reality show people would really be performing these things, but there's not a sense that you're performing any of it. You're really being documented.
Reality has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a whole different game. Even with this show, they just, you know, the thing is that people are acting so much.
Yeah.
Remember, we didn't have social media back then.
Exactly.
I remember telling all my trainers, please don't read the blogs.
Yeah.
Bravo would make us do blogs every Friday, and I
Yep.
would never read them. And I would tell all my trainers, poor little Rebecca. Rebecca and I are still really good friends. But I would tell all my trainers, don't read the blogs. Do not look at yourself at all.
Well, it starts to change. You start to change how you
Of
present
course you do.
yourself. Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
And so bottom line is, social media has turned every person, even the most average of people, into actors.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot stand social media because I don't need to see a bunch of people that have stopped their camera, cried, stopped it again, cried from this angle,
Right.
stopped it. I mean,
I hate that.
like I hate it.
This is why I like season 1 especially. I just started season 2, but season 1, it's a very like innocent. You guys are very innocent. You're just living your lives. You're not trying to perform. Oh, look at the dog. Who is that?
Where's my puppy? Joey. Oh God.
Jackie.
Joey. Come here, baby. Come here.
We
Look
have.
at the little joy of
Oh
my
my God.
life.
Who's that?
This is Joey.
My dog looks exactly like the one right behind you.
Oh my God, you're looking at you can see my unmade bed.
No, I just see this teeny little face.
Yeah, these are my babies. This is my newest. Oh God, she's such a demon. She breaks everything that's valuable to me. She will find it and she will destroy it.
You have the dogs in the first season, and they look like my dog is a puppy.
Pichu. Yeah,
So
Pichu is
cute.
my beloved dog for 17 and a half years. He grew up in the gyms.
I could have talked to Jackie all day about doggies, but I knew I needed to get back to workout. I wanted to know how much story producing went in the field before each shoot.
Yeah, we weren't rehearsed, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Nobody was rehearsed. Oh, what a weird blue light. That's because my TV is on. Okay. Anyway, this is not the most professional. I'm so sorry, John.
I like it. Were you consulted about the storyline, though? Were they saying, we're really into this drama you're having with Mimi, so let's dig deeper? Or how did they produce you?
No, this is all they would say. They would say, okay, so Mimi's not going to show up. Mimi's not showing up because Mimi was having a temper tantrum after a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
She did not like what was going on. You got to understand, Mimi and I had pretty much broken up. And then the show, it was forced that we had to kind of make it together.
Got it.
Why you see me and Mimi in such a horrific.
I know you couldn't stand each other. You guys.
We hated each other. I hated her. She hated me. Like I couldn't even stand her being in my living room. And I have to try to kiss her.
You could tell, but it was like, listen, I just started season 2, and you guys go to couples therapy, which was crazy because you were already broken up. Now it seems like a couple times.
This was the official. She never shows up again.
Well, the last scene in couples therapy was also very real. I made notes. I was like, this is not performed either. You guys are really hashing it out.
Yes, hashing it out in a way that was just we weren't hashing it out behind scenes.
Right.
We were showing up
Yeah.
to shoot something
Mm-hmm.
without hashing it out or having a real relationship anymore behind the camera.
Right.
So when you would see me in a therapist's office, that was the first therapist I've seen and talked to about these things. I cried every therapy session. I was so frustrated, so frustrated with the emotional exhaustion
Yeah.
of having a unhealthy relationship, trying to continue that.
I was glad to see you get out of it because it was like,
It's
we
so
need you to get on and get
toxic,
happy. I'm so used to seeing Jackie on TV, this new chapter, this new Jackie 2.0 Ohio was so foreign to me. I need to know more. And so you're is your mom in Ohio too? How's it going with your
Well, let
mom?
me tell you what happened. My mother and I were not close. I never would come home.
Yeah.
When I moved to LA, when I drove across the country by myself and moved to LA at 18, I never looked back.
Yeah.
I did not come home hardly for Christmases. I did not want anything to do with my family. I was gone.
Yeah.
In every sense of that word. Now, when I turned about 45, 46, I had a change of heart. And I said, okay, I need a mom.
Yeah.
I actually need a mother. So I'm going to forgive my mother for everything. I'm going to let go, and I'm going to see how she is with me now. Well, she apologized for my childhood, and she was incredible.
Wow.
She took everything that I gave her and handled it with grace and apologies, and that's what it takes to forgive. And said, I regret this and I love you. She was there for me. She would fly out and visit me and was there for me emotionally. She wasn't so freaked out about the gay situation. She wasn't so anti or pestering me about it. So literally at like 46 years old, I fell in love with my mother, and then she became my most beloved. And so when I turned like 50, 51, I was like, I'm not thriving in LA. I'm shutting down.
I love hearing you say this.
She was only 18 when she had me, John.
Right. Yeah.
And she was a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And she was not up to having a child.
Sure.
So I was just completely ignored through my entire childhood. And so, of course, there's no bonding.
Right.
And they say that if you don't bond with your mother, that's can do some serious psychopathic damage.
Yes.
I don't have that. I'm not a narcissist. I'm not a psychopath. But it did cause me to seek out very toxic relationships with women.
Sure. How did she react to seeing herself on TV talking about it?
The lesbians love my mother.
Yeah.
Okay, they love her. I used to go all over the country and they'd pay me like cash just to do like photo ops at bars or whatever.
Yeah.
And I took her, I had one in Columbus. So I flew from LA. I said, Mom, do you want to come to this lesbian bar in Columbus? Ooh, I don't know. Will they like me? Maybe they will. And so we drove from Dayton, which is where I live, to Columbus, and we went to this lesbian bar. The line for my mother was longer than for me.
Yeah.
And she came alive.
I bet.
Laughing, hugging, pictures.
And
see, I had to see my mother that way, too. Being receptive and being loving to people that she didn't necessarily understand, but she took that, you know, and she was gracious. She was gracious.
Yeah. Now that I had a sense of what life was like for Jackie 2.0 Ohio, I wanted to circle back to a little nugget she dropped earlier in the interview. And tell me about what's a regular day like for you in Ohio now? You're still training people all the time.
I do tons of life coaching. We've moved from what I consider myself, this is where I'm a little ego-based, but, I've been training for 26 years now.
Yeah.
There's nothing I don't know about the body, physical fitness, physiology, anatomy, and food. I know every single thing about food. And I life coach now because moving here and I gained a bunch of weight. I moved here the week before coronavirus hit. I couldn't even see a house, or nobody would show me an apartment or a house or anything. I lived with my parents for 9 months, and I loved it. So coronavirus hit, and the gyms closed, and it messed me up. And so no gym, no workouts. I started eating like treats, candy, rich.
This was all of us though. Like we all got crazy.
But honey, I went from 142 whatever 4 years ago to 186. I blew up.
What did you do if there were no gyms? What did you do? Walk?
Nothing. That's why I blew up, and I was fat for like 3.5 years. And what's so crazy is I needed to go through that.
I was gonna say you had spent so many years without a break and with only like perfect diet, perfect exercise. Like you probably needed to fucking relax.
I needed to relax. I rebelled. I just said, nope, I don't even want to move. But the issue was, within 2 years, my health had so declined that I said to myself, like, okay, what are you doing, Jackie?
And what about life coaching? What sort of stuff are you helping people with in that area?
Everything. I mean, none of my clients will do anything without me because of my life experience.
Yeah.
I help people start businesses. I help people start dating. I help people get out of negative relationships. Everything. Sending emails to your attorney. And also I'm a control freak. So I want to control every aspect of their life. And it goes better for them. And they see that goes better. But I have a lot of life experience.
Yeah.
And
I need your help. I'm gonna hire you.
And also metaphysics.
Yeah.
I've mastered metaphysics. When I work with a client, I tell them right up front, okay, we're working with the physical. You're not consuming garbage. You're giving your body the right fuel. Like, who doesn't want? I'm going to say something to you. When you walk out the door, you can affect 1,000 people a day with your own energy. Okay? And I teach people, how do you do that? And then you become in a situation that you can control every single person around you.
Yeah.
And a good manipulation for good.
Right.
It doesn't matter how you look. If your energy is positive, good, friendly, happy, and you genuinely can connect with a person to so they see that you care. So I teach a lot of that. How to walk with your chest out, shoulders back, how to give eye contact, how to be gracious. You wouldn't believe how many people are toxic.
No, I do. Yeah.
But they need to learn how to remove that.
With life coaching and everything, would you ever open a gym again or a facility?
No. I've polished myself and I've become such a very tight, great video trainer now that all my clients get fantastic results. Fantastic. So I'm expanding that life coaching business, and I'm getting like a local publicist maybe, and I also want to get into medical specialties.
Nice.
Because I deal with Alzheimer's patients. Listen, Harvard just reported that you can reverse dementia and Alzheimer with exercise and diet.
Wow.
We're not talking about stopping it. We're
Right.
talking about reversing Alzheimer's.
Wow.
Now, why is it that study that came out last year screamed from the top of the roofs? Why isn't it on every media, everywhere? You tell me.
It's weird.
Because it's suppressed.
Yeah. Why?
It's suppressed because then you're not going to take the $1,000 a month Alzheimer's medication.
Oh, right.
You're not going to, the money is not going to be put into Alzheimer's studies anymore. There's no, the health insurance is not going to be part of that, and the doctors are not going to make that money. Cancer was cured, at least 20 to 25 cancers were curable 20 years ago.
Wow.
But we don't see that. It's totally curable. And that's, you see, I'm kind of intrigued with that. I don't just want you to have a better energy, better life. I really, really want for you to not be sick.
Yeah. Does it make me a bad person that even though I can see a future ahead for Jackie as kind of an Aaron Brockovich taking on the pharmaceutical industry, that I still just kind of wanted more tea from workout.
Who do you talk to from the show, if anyone?
Rebecca.
Yeah, and so this is something that I do know. I watched the first season. She's just working there, but then second season, feelings develop. Is that correct?
Yeah.
How?
Well,
When?
it was interesting. She had this boyfriend, and we were on a hiatus. We had like a 2-month hiatus, and she just was coming around a lot. We started hanging out, getting our nails done together, going to the gym together, that kind of thing.
Likely story.
And I wasn't trying, but I think I'm a really fun girl.
Yeah.
And whenever I go out with my friends or potential dates, but even with my friends, I always try to plan really fun, exciting things. So I kind of inadvertently wined and dined her.
Right.
Took her to the track, took her here, took her there, and she was financially really poor at that time. And so I just unofficially wined and dined her, and she caught feelings for me.
Wow.
I'm like really feeling some very strong feelings. And so we just kind of like kept it very light and airy and fun. And I got to tell you, that was like the funnest I've had dating somebody for a long time. Because it's always sweet with us.
Yeah.
I knew I should probably let sleeping dykes lie, but I couldn't resist just asking her a little bit about her ex-girlfriend and former nemesis, Jillian Michaels.
So you and Jillian were girlfriends, and Jess told me that you started Sky Sport and Spa together.
No, here's what happened. I had my first gym lift, and I'd gotten a job at ICM, which was a big three of the top talent agents. Yeah. So I trained in my gyms. I always trained like tons of agents. I got her a job working in the commercial department, which is like on the lowest level. And then she worked her way up to writer's assistant, then a junior assistant, and then just a very bad thing happened there, which I won't get into.
Okay.
Jill is chaos, total chaos, and just anger and negativity. I can't even tell you that more, but it's true. Something very bad happened, and she was let go, and I hired her as a trainer, because Jill and I trained together all the time when we met, as a trainer for my first gym lift.
Okay.
She's incredibly loud and obnoxious, so she was like, it was a small gym. And then I left lift, and I started Sky Sport, and she verbatim said to me, if you don't make me a partner at Sky Sport, I'm going to destroy you.
Oh my God.
I am going to take you down. I will take every client from you. I will steal everybody from you. I will destroy you. And here's the thing. She can do that. Okay? Jill is a very powerful energy. And if she wants to destroy your life, she can do it.
Ooh.
And I knew that. I'm too nice and easygoing and I can't handle that kind of.
Wow. And so you jumped into business together on.
I jumped into business in name alone.
Wow.
But I ran that business. I put the trees in. I hand painted signs. I raised all the money. She put in 10,000. I put in 90. But I made her on paper a partner because I was terrified of her. And she ended up threatening to sue me. She said, if you don't, I'm going to come in and break into the office every day and write $50,000 checks to me unless you pay me off.
Jesus.
She never did even any of the management or anything.
I also heard that you were approached about Biggest Loser first, and then you suggested her.
Yeah, the opportunity came to me, and I had just opened Sky Sport and put all my life savings into it. So I had put everything into this business, and then Biggest Loser came, and yes, was offered to me. And I had to have a come to Jesus conversation. I was like, I cannot leave my business. Who's going to run it, Jill? No.
Well, in a way, you kind of got her. It got her off your back, or got her out of your hair to get her over on Biggest Loser.
You think it did, but it did not. It did not. So basically, I said, I can't. I'm going to put Jillian up for it.
Yeah.
And I put Jillian up for it, and she got it.
Wow.
And Jill used to spit and curse at her clients, and they would fall off the treads, and they would sob, and they'd throw up in buckets.
Oh my God.
And then I helped her. She hates my gut. She hates my gut so much. But I have created every single opportunity that girl has ever had. That is not coming from conceit, whether it was her first job in the industry or protecting her from something horrible she did and getting her out of it. Never have I had a thank you. And remember, we did also date for 6 years.
It's
I've never had a
crazy. I mean, you said at the
Yeah.
beginning of when we started talking, like feeling ignored as a kid drove you into chaotic, toxic relationships with women.
Yeah,
So like
yeah.
that would be a big
It was
one.
good in the beginning. You know, it was fun in the beginning. As we were getting to know each other, it was fun.
Are you dating now?
No. Here's the thing. I've lived here for 4 years, and I've yet to see a woman that I find attractive. Okay. I think my bar is LA bar
Right.
in Ohio.
Right,
Okay?
right.
And I am so happy, and so, you know, I want to expand so much, and I want to write another book, and I want to do all these things. And a lot of people are like, oh, Jackie's not on TV anymore. I never cared about being on TV
Right.
in the first place. I never wanted to be famous.
Mm-hmm.
Having money, which I still do. I still have money. I haven't lost all my money. I as Jess probably told you, I all through my life I've made really good deals and owned businesses,
Yeah.
made a lot of money, and then invested poorly and lost it all and said, oh well, and then made a lot and then lost it, you know. So I'm not money motivated.
You want to help people.
No, being on camera, nothing can compare for me to the high and the great self-esteem I have because I'm doing this with other people.
Yeah.
I mean, all it does is create great self-esteem.
I do. Well, yeah. Now I have to let you go, but I could talk to you all day. I
Well,
just,
did I kind of give you the information? We didn't talk about workout season 1
I,
enough.
that's okay. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I'm really obsessed with Doug, and I know he passes away, and I'm so sad
He
already.
passed away when I came home to Ohio, that episode where I was visiting my father's grave.
Well, I'm not even there yet. I'm only on I'm between 1 and 2 on season 2, and the beginning
Yeah.
of the season opens with "In Memory of Doug," and it's like, so I
Yeah,
know it's coming.
Here's the thing.
I
You
love
gotta have
him.
me on season 3 to defend myself.
Okay.
Because I was really screwed over on
Okay.
season 3.
Okay. Oh,
And it nearly ruined my reputation. I was one of the #1 recognized and important fitness people.
yeah, I
in the
remember.
world.
I remember.
In the world.
What about it? I mean, I'll find out because I'm watching it, but
You're gonna find out, but I was completely the way they cut it. They lied. They attacked me on camera about something that they said happened off camera that never happened, and it was because this guy Billy, Bravo pushed this straight man, and in my opinion, this is my opinion. I don't want to get sued. Sexist, homophobe.
wow.
That is my opinion. He did not get me. He didn't want to get me. He never cared or tried to understand me at all. The last 2 seasons, we had 2 women, and he sent horrible stuff to Bravo. And I remember screaming at Andy. I was in Vegas to do something. And I remember Corey and Andy and the executives, I said, why would you do this? Why would you believe that I would be so horrible like this? Like, why would you accept his version of what happened? I said, I did the most vulnerable, incredible life coaching in season 3 that no one got to see because he never put it together and sent it to Bravo. And when Bravo would say, well, there's got to be more than this. Like, why is this so negative? Billy would say, this is all we have, which is a lie.
Oh shit.
So, you can tell I'm still very upset about it.
Yeah. Well.
Even years later, because I don't talk about it, but if you bring it up, I'm upset about it. So with season 3, we got to have a chit chat, and I can blow by blow tell you what was a lie and what was the truth.
Okay. Well, I'll get there like Beginning of July. So
Oh my God, that means I have to really get myself in the gym because I know that you are very fit.
I try.
I
I'm
just
the
want
same
you
as
to
you
know.
though. I was very unhealthy for a really long time, and got in shape when I turned 43. I really changed everything around.
Yeah.
I realize here that we're about to wrap up, and I still haven't asked her about Andy, and he asked me verbatim to ask her point blank why she hated him.
What other memories do you have of Andy from those days?
Not a whole lot. I mean, he was in New York. I'm in LA. Not a whole lot. I think the good-looking male cast, they definitely had an easier time, in my
Mm.
opinion. That's just my opinion. I mean, Andy's human,
Uh-huh.
and I think I treated the female cast members a lot better than the males, and I think Andy treated the male cast members better than the
Okay,
female.
that's fair enough. I get
That's
it.
fair, right? We're human.
Yeah. Do you ever, where's
Yeah, I
Jesse
don't
now?
know.
Do you ever talk to Jesse?
No, I think I did his podcast for like 2 seconds, like some years ago before I moved here. He always kind of struggled with his weight. That was like his thing, and now he's got like full acceptance, and he's gotten Zen and all that.
Okay.
We had a side conversation about her upcoming TV projects that she's working on, but I don't want to spoil anything for Jackie, any announcements she might have coming up. So I did throw out there that we would love to see her love life continue. I would like to follow that in Ohio, watching her look for love.
I would love to see you fall in love, meet someone. I know it's not necessarily happening in Ohio right now, but I see it for you at some point.
Yes, the person that I've become would demand quite a lot. I never want to sit across the table again and be bored.
Right.
I want a dynamic, charismatic woman. I want a girl that people glob onto.
Yeah.
They do that with me, and I also want that in a partner. Now is the first time in my life that I have set that perimeter.
Yeah.
That if you are boring, if you are not charismatic, I will not befriend you even.
Right.
I will not even be a friend. I will certainly not be a girlfriend, but not be a friend. Do I really need to go out, put makeup on at night, get dressed up, and go to Dayton?
No.
To Dayton and sit at a straight bar,
No.
for 2 hours, or at a straight restaurant with a person that just does not bring the energy?
No.
No, I have my clients, my relationships, where they know everything about me. I know everything about them.
Yeah.
It's a whole different way of being, and this is my sweet spot. This is the love that I have right now, is that.
Well, it definitely shows. It seems like you know exactly what you're good at and what you have to
Yeah.
offer, and people are lucky to be able to get in touch with you.
Yeah.
But thank you for taking the time. We have to have a whole other session about all this shit. But
Well, now that we know that we can do this on phone, it'll
Yeah.
make the environment a little nicer for you.
we'll use the real mic
just-
next time.
The real mic has to plug into the
Computer.
computer, and I have to figure out why.
You have a
the
couple of
computer
months. Just like, ask.
is not on wireless. Okay, but if you ever even want to do like quick little bits,
Yeah, I do.
not even like just no hair, makeup, just like, hey, here I am from the gym. If you want to do that, just to say, okay, what was Rebecca wanting there?
Okay.
Feel free to do that, and we'll just do like any kind of, not planning, but just little quick FaceTime bits.
Well, listen. Careful what you wish for, because I might stalk you.
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of people love to work out.
They love
A
it.
lot of people love to work out.
Yeah, people are obsessed. Like, so many people are coming out of the woodwork, like, with questions and stuff. So this is the beginning of a whole renaissance, hopefully, for
Oh, that's
you
awesome.
and the show.
I really appreciate you taking this time.
Of course.
Okay, buddy, listen, enjoy
All
your
right.
day.
You too. Thank you so
All right,
much.
honey.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Did any of that record? Did any of that record? I'm scared to look. Oh my God.
Thank you for joining me for this special episode of Show Pony. We will be back next week, and I will be covering episode 2 of season 2. And now that I know Jackie on a personal level, I think things are going to get interesting. Send this around to your friends, join the Patreon. Make sure to be following me on Spotify and Apple and subscribe on the YouTube channel. If you're not watching all these episodes, you are missing out on some Peabody Award quality editing that I am doing myself with my own 2 goddamn hands. Thanks for watching, little Johnsters. Hooves up. See you next week.